I'd like to call to order today's Board of Education meeting. Today is Wednesday, November 19th. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss personnel. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Call to order to re-adjourn the meeting. We are back from executive session. Today's Board of Education meeting, today is Wednesday, November 19th. We will have Pine Tree student Adriana Citronis that will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Adriana, and thank you, Mrs. Simmons. Good evening, everyone, and a warm Pine Tree School welcome to the Special Board of Education meeting. It's wonderful to see so many members of our community, staff, and students with us tonight. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and extend my sincere gratitude to the dedicated people who make our district run so smoothly. First, thank you to all our board members for your continued service and commitment to our schools. I also want to thank our superintendent, Dr. Tracy Norman, and his cabinet for all of your support. This meeting is especially exciting because we get to showcase some of the tremendous talent that we have here at Pine Tree. We often talk about academic performance, but tonight we celebrate the countless hours of dedication and passion our students put into the arts. The students you will see performing have worked incredibly hard, staying late, learning their lines, and collaborating with enthusiasm to bring their scene to life. Their commitment is truly inspiring and is a reflection of the commitment we see from all of our students across every discipline. We owe a debt of gratitude to the people who help support this talent. Thank you to our excellent custodial staff for keeping our facilities in great shape, and a huge thank you to our staff here tonight, especially our dedicated drama club advisors, Lisa Shisco, Marty Bellino, Christine Reynolds, John Coates, and Danielle Santoro. Thank you guys for putting this together. Especially on such short notice. When I asked Ms. Reynolds for this tonight, she gave me a weird look. But thank you all for fostering such a vibrant and creative environment. It is now my pleasure to introduce one of our dedicated members of our drama club, Adriana Cisneros, who is going to introduce the exciting scene from their upcoming performance.
Clumsy bubble makers. The scuba divers, they got her. Oh no! But wait, Squiggle Wiggle, Nemo and her new friends put their fins together and come up with a super secret escape plan to get out of that box. You. How am I gonna get out of here?
Hey, kid.
Who are you?
Name's Gil, and I'm gonna get you back into the ocean. In fact, I'm gonna get us all back into the ocean where we belong.
Your escape plan never worked again.
That doesn't mean we should ever stop trying.
Failure is always looking at new ways of us as animal fairies.
A real risk taker!
Daredevil, wishful thinker.
Fish are not meant to be in a box. It does things to you.
Bubbles.
We can't give up. We were so close last time.
Operation Toilet Flush was supposed to.
But our tank smelled for weeks! I still have nightmares.
We're just getting too old for this stuff.
Look, gang, we've got to help the kid.
Okay, Gail, what do you have in mind this time?
The intake pipe. It leads directly into the ocean.
But the pipe pumps water into the tank. There's no way we can go against that current.
Unless it pumps us off.
Exactly. That's why Nemo here is the key. I've got a feeling we found a way. This time's different, 'cause now we've got you. We'll all get out if we can swim the way we always do. We swim together, and together we'll get out of here as a group. Harmony, and the coral reef will be our new address. So how about it, kid?
I don't swim well. I got a bad fin.
One bad fin never stopped me. Good fins and bad fins, we paddle through.
But the ocean is scary and dangerous, Gil.
Not when you're with our crew.
We paddle as a pack. Together, we swim together. And together we'll get out of here as a group.
Bubbles!
Yeah, but what's the plan?
We're gonna jam the filter and fill this tank with poo.
Huh?
The people are small enough to jam the filter. Tank will get filthy and the staff will have to clean.
Oh.
They'll turn off the pump, we'll remove the grate, and swim through the intake pipe into the ocean. Take the rock, jam the gears, fill the tank with poo. Take the grate, swim the pipe into the big old blue.
The rock, jam the gears, fill the tank with poo. Yank the grate, the pipe, into the big old blue. Into the big old blue.
Come on, Nemo, you can do it. So close.
Oh, I can't look.
I did it, Gil. I actually jammed the filter.
Together, we swim together.
And together it'll accomplish your ticket to breaking free.
And if we all join in, everybody wins.
And we'll swim together in the open sea.
Yeah!
We hope you just keep learning right through this sneak peek. And don't you forget. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, right. Come and check out the whole play in March. Bye-bye. Wait. What was the name of the fish again? Oh, well.
Thank you to Pine Tree and those students for that amazing performance. I'm just waiting for the rest, so we'll look forward to that. So thank you so much. I will now read the mission statement. We are committed to academic achievement and success for all students in a safe environment. In partnership with families in our community, our mission is to promote confidence, inspire passion for learning, and to prepare our students to become better, responsible global citizens. Have a motion for the revised agenda?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion so carries. We'll have a presentation of the district-wide safety plan.
Well, it's, I wouldn't call it a presentation exactly. So if you recall, shortly after the district-wide safety plan was approved this summer, there was a regulatory change requiring an element of the plan that dealt with cardiac emergencies. So we had until January to revise the plan and add this cardiac arrest preparedness, and we've subsequently done that, and the protocol is we then post the revised plan for 30 days on the district website, and after that 30-day period, we would readopt the plan. So, this is the first step in that process with the revised plan.
Are there any questions?
Are there any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You need a motion?
Yes,
I'll motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion so carries. Next is a recognition for the fire safety poster winners. I will welcome and introduce Joe Trapoto, and then principals and vice principals to present the awards to the first place winners.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2025 Michael J. Fitzula Jr. Fire Safety Poster Contest segment of tonight's meeting. For those of you who are new or may not have been here, Michael J. Fitzula Jr. served the school district as the Director of Health, Safety, and Security for 20 years. He lost his valiant fight against cancer in 2009, but will always be remembered for the impacts he made on our district. Each year, our school district invites local firefighters to visit the elementary schools and share fire safety tips. They also select winners of our annual poster contest. We would like to thank the following departments and companies for their participation this year: the Woodbury Fire Department, Monroe Lakeside Fire Department, the Monroe Joint Fire District, Mombasha, Harriman, and Lakeside, and the Highland Mills Woodbury Fire Company. And at this time, I am pleased to welcome Mr. Joe Trapoto, our current Director of Safety and Security.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morales. I'm very happy to be here tonight. First of all, let me begin by saying how wonderful it is to see so many of our kids and their families here in the audience. We truly appreciate you taking the time to join us, and it will certainly be my pleasure to announce the winners of the 2025 Michael J. Fitzula Jr. Fire Safety Poster Contest. Each year, the district invites our local firefighters into the elementary schools to give a fire safety presentation. And at the same time, these firefighters have the special task of judging the students' artwork and selecting the winners of this contest. Michael J. Fitzula Jr. was a familiar and beloved face in our district. He served as the Director of Health, Safety, and Security for 20 years. Although he did lose his courageous battle with cancer back in 2009, his impact on the district was vast and indelible. We continue to honor and remember him through this annual contest and award. So this year's theme is Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. The focus this year highlights the importance of how to buy, charge, and dispose of these batteries. For the families who worked with these kids at home to create these wonderful posters, we want to thank you. Your time, creativity, and encouragement goes a long way in making this contest a success. We truly appreciate the role that you play in helping our students learn the importance of fire safety. So with that, we all ready? Great. First up, from Sapphire Elementary, the principal, Allison Borriello, is not able to make it here with us tonight. So I will call up the Smith Clove Elementary principal. We have Dr. Christine Arlt, and she will give out both awards.
Thank you. Good evening. It is my honor to present the awards to both our Sapphire and Smith Clove students. Congratulations to our kindergarten first grade winner from Sapphire Elementary School, Liam Guerrero. Liam? And our first place winner for first grade from Sapphire Elementary School, congratulations to Henry Kulamani. And from Smith Clove, congratulations to our first grade kindergarten winner, Nicholas Nico Rivera.
Stay for a picture. Nicholas, can you come over here? We're going to stand right here.
And from Smith Globe, our first grade first place winner. Congratulations to Jace Molina. Jace.
Okay, congratulations. Up next from Central Valley Elementary, we have Miss Marisol Jackson.
Good evening. So I am the proud assistant principal of Central Valley Elementary School, and I am so happy that we have this opportunity to honor our students from Central Valley. So at this time, I would like to call up our first place winner for second grade, and it is Heisel Roman Ruiz. Our first place winner for third grade elementary is Lucas Jadzierkowski. And our first place winner for fourth grade is Brittany Gonzalez Cruz. And our fifth place first grade winner is Madison Jaquez. Thank you.
Next, I will,
Congratulations. Next up from North Main Elementary, we have Mr. Roger Davis.
Good evening, everyone. We're proud of all the North Main students who participated in the Fire Poster contest. Our winners in the second grade, we have Marilyn Kotarski, our second grade first place winner. Our third grade winner is Elena Baker. Our fourth grade first place winner is Nicholas Diaz. And our fifth grade winner is Anthony Batista.
Okay, congratulations. And lastly, from Pine Tree Elementary, we have Mr. Tim Martin.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to Pine Tree Elementary School. As the proud assistant principal at Pine Tree, I'd like to bring up our first place winners, and I would also like to congratulate everybody who took honorable mention and second place and third place, but everybody that took part in our poster contest this year. So our first place winner in second grade, can I have Lucia Pino come up? In third grade, our first place winner, Emma Lang. In fourth grade, our first place winner, Valeria Montez Lopez. And our fifth grade first place winner goes to Scarlett Shim. Thank you again to all the Pine Tree students, terrific job, and to all the students, terrific work.
Okay, a big congratulations to all of our students, and thanks again to our families, the district administrators, and the firefighters who all worked hard to make this possible. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the students on a job well done. Next up, I'd like to introduce Deputy Superintendent Dr. Eric Hassler to provide the National Merit Scholarship Commended Student. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Hassler. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Curriculum and Instruction. I'm here to introduce our National Merit Scholarship Commended students. Last October, October of 2024, over 1.3 million high school students took the preliminary SAT or the PSAT exam, which is also the qualifying exam for the National Merit Scholarship Program. That test, the October 24 PSAT, automatically enrolled them in the 2025-2026 National Merit Scholarship Competition. Nearly all program participants are seniors now planning to attend college next fall. The National Merit Scholarship Corporation uses the PSAT as a selection index for the National Merit Scholarship Program. Basically, they take those 1.3 million students and they narrow the candidate pool down to about 60,000 high-scoring participants who qualify for recognition. However, out of that 60,000, about half of those students represent the commended students, or the top 2% of all seniors graduating in 2020-26. Monroe-Woodbury is very fortunate to have 3 students to be recognized as National Merit Scholarship Commended students, once again representing the top 2% of all graduating seniors of the class of 2026. I'd like to invite up Dr. Norman and Vice President Simmons to come on up and congratulate our students. First up is Michaela Kim. Next is Abhilash Patel. And the third is Mia Crevetto. That's it. Congratulations to our commended students. Thank you.
Congratulations to those young people on those amazing achievements. Next on the agenda, questions and or comments from interested citizens. The Board of Education encourages district residents to publicly participate at its meetings and recognizes its responsibility to hear public comment by district residents. Today we welcome Zayed Kadir, who wants to address the Eid holiday recognition.
Hello, can you hear me? All right, so hi everyone. My name is Zayed. I am one of the many Muslim students at Monroe-Woodbury High School and one of the many Muslim students in the Monroe-Woodbury School District. I first came to speak at a Board of Education meeting in the August of my freshman year, speaking on this issue because at the time we had no recognition of Muslim holidays at all. We had no, it was not in the calendar, we had no off, and I'd like to say thank you, first off, for the progress that has been made. Eid is now in the district calendar, even if it's not a full-fledged day off, and this year, the calendar that was passed includes Eid off as a superintendent's conference day. That is amazing progress, and I thank you for that. But it is not enough. Muslims only have two holidays that we celebrate, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Eid al-Fitr is off this year, but when time comes around on May 26th, on May 27th this year, I will be asked to make the choice, do I attend school or do I go celebrate my holiday? I don't know what test I might have that day. I mean, as a student, I'm in what is considered the hardest class in the high school, AP Euro. I take other AP classes. I'm in honors. Taking one day off is a thing that is important. I mean, you can't just take a day off from school. And while yes, you are given your unexcused absence, it's excused for you, that just isn't enough because you still have that stress. You still have to make up for that. And even though, we have one holiday off, we still have two. We only have two. The other thing is that having off for Eid is a bit more than just not having to worry about the work I might miss. I mean, I'm a high school student. I've had to work around missing school days before, and that's something that just comes with being a student. But what you don't get with just an excused absence, what you do not get is the sense of inclusion and the sense of equity that comes with having your holiday be recognized. I mean, you have students in the high school, look, the Muslim community in this area has been growing rapidly. We now have a mosque in Woodbury as long as the one in Monroe. The community is growing exponentially, and there are way more students that are Muslim in the school district. I've seen it myself. I mean, when I came into the high school for the first time, if taking a bit of time, I could count the amount of Muslim students that I met. I can't do that anymore. There's just so much more. Now that, I'm a senior, there's this entire group of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, new Muslim students that I've met. I've heard that there's a large populations within the elementary schools and CV. I've spoken to the parents at the Islamic Center, and when you don't have recognition for a holiday, what it shows to kids, even if it is not told to them explicitly, the lack of it makes them feel othered, different, and if Monroe-Woodbury wants to give our students an inclusive environment, then you have to have recognition for our holidays as well. When the holiday is recognized, you give teachers a chance for a teachable moment. You allow for discussion and recognition for something that will make students feel like they are a part of the broader community. When I've had a conversation about this with teachers before, one thing they've always said is, if we can give off for the Christian holidays, if we can give off for the Jewish holidays, why can't we give off for the Muslim holidays as well? I am simply asking you that as well. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Saeed. Next up on the agenda, we have a presentation by the Palumbo Group of the 2023 Capital Program Design and Construction Progress Update.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick Cahill. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Business and Management Services here, and I'd like to just take the opportunity to thank the Board of Education for allowing us to present to you this evening. So we're going to be giving you an update on the 2023, I'll call it the 2023-2025 capital program or project. And with me tonight to discuss this is our Director of Buildings and Grounds, Andre Rudiak. With me from the Palumbo Group, our construction management firm, is Scott Butler, our project manager, and Lou Rodriguez, the president of the Palumbo Group. So I just want to provide a little bit of context and background before we fully get into this. So every 5 years, school districts in New York State are required to go through a process of assessing their facilities and buildings, and I've talked about this before, so I'll be brief, and it's called a building condition survey. And essentially what we do is we hire an architectural firm or an engineering firm to assess the condition of our buildings and all our facilities and usually come up with a 5-year capital plan. And we report this, we analyze this and evaluate this ourselves, and we report this information in New York State. So I think we went through 1 or 2 building condition survey cycles, and we realized that we had a lot of deferred capital maintenance in the district, and a lot of building components were past their useful life in almost every school building there is in every building. And so we initiated a referendum process in early December 2023, and we basically went to the community and asked for the authority to spend about $98 million on a series of capital improvements. We're going to talk about what those are and where we stand with all that. And in New York State, you have to have the voters authorize capital expenditures like this. Now, the good news with our 2023 authorization is that we were able to do that and plan that with no tax impact. And we're able to do that because in 2017, again, going to the voters, we established a capital reserve fund. And so for about, 8 years or so, up until this point, literally, we've been saving money into our capital reserve so that we would have an amount of money, as I'll call it, like a down payment, and we've established for this capital program about $24 million, and then there's an additional 2025 authorization. We had another $5 million. So with that capital reserve down payment plus building aid from New York State, we were able to do all this work with no tax impact. And building aid, it's a form of state aid, and it's the amount is different for each district, but we get approximately 70% back for every dollar we spend in capital work. So when the 2023 capital program was approved, the referendum, we went into the design phase, and we're looking at what we needed to do. And this work was roofs, it was boilers, HVAC systems, basic stuff, repointing, replacing, components of buildings that were way past their useful life and not functioning very well, I might add. We realized for an additional, I would say, a relatively small investment, it was about $16 million, that doesn't sound small, we could add air conditioning, full central air conditioning, to 3 of our schools, our two 5 buildings, Pine Tree being one of them, North Main and CV being the others, and add walls and doors to the open classrooms at North Main. So we went out in 2025 and asked for an additional $16 million. Again, by using about $5 million from our capital reserve, we were able to do this with no tax impact. And so the full project, it's the 2023, 2025 capital program. And we call it a program because it's really literally dozens of individual capital projects that are designed, submitted to the New York State Education Department, and approved, reviewed and approved by the State Ed Department. So we are at the point where we're through phase 1, and the project has 4 phases, and phase 1 was kind of the smallest phase, actually. And we're going to have the Palumbo group in just a moment talk about what we've accomplished and where we're going in phase 2 and 3. So I think it's probably a good point. I'm going to turn it over to Scott Butler with the Palumbo group, and he will tell us what we've accomplished and what we have in store for us.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, again, for the opportunity to present and give everybody an update on the current status and future forecast for the capital project. Just like we had mentioned, along with our architectural firm, we're the Palumbo Group. We act the boots on the ground construction management, talking about all things constructability in and out of the buildings. We're on-site presence, the faces of your administrators and coordinators to make sure that your operational needs stay intact while we do the agreed to improvements. A little bit about where we are. This is a very long administrative endeavor. Lots of front-end work goes in, site investigations, design work, all going through submissions. Right now, we are currently 50% design approved through the State Education Department. That's phases 1 and 2 for keeping those track and score. And then what's nice here is we are looking to submit phases 3 and 4 by the end of the calendar year. So we are looking real good. By the end of 2025, everything that we plan to accomplish to be done and up to Albany for the early part of quarter 1, quarter 2 of next year to have those returned. And then we are basically shovel-ready projects. And at any point here, based on our willingness and the construction environment and schedule, to actually go out to bid, present, award, and then through summers and subsequent calendar years, go ahead and build all this work. We are just rounding the corner here, finishing phase 1, as Patrick had mentioned. A little bit of a recap of where we were. We had miscellaneous fire alarm improvements in some of our outbuildings, bus garages, pole barns, the MCC we're finishing up, as well as the Sapphire Buildings and Grounds Complex. Internally, at our school buildings, we had 4 security vestibules that we upgraded at Sapphire Elementary School, Smith Clove, Pine Tree, and CV. In addition to that, we also had 2 full boiler replacements. And what did we talk about today? Those boilers were circa...
Yeah, we had said the Smith Clove boiler was, as far as we can tell, from 1968. So it's more than past its useful life. It's 2 lives.
We've said kudos to Andre and his team for limping that along, but we're...
It didn't owe us anything.
Yeah, nice shiny toys to play with, right? So those were big, significant upgrades. Those 2 were chosen specifically because they were for one replacement. Heating, hot water, for heating, hot water, and we'll get into the specific nature of the other 3 buildings, which are going from steam to hot water, which are much more involved as to why, some of those programs we're talking about are several summers deep. A lot of the first summer being staging, we'll get into here at Pine Tree, with the second summer being that big push to really get the infrastructure installed. A little bit, some photos here. Everybody walked through that wonderful vestibule that we built in this building. And as you see, as the board meetings move throughout the district, some of the other work here that we had at Pine Tree and Sapphire Elementary School, giving a nice, secure area for all visitors, parents coming to pick up kids, etc. Give that warm welcome into the district, as well as the boiler replacements at Smith Clove and the high school. A majority of our work outside of the elementary schools or at the education center, there is not a surface on the exterior of the building that we either haven't or will not plan to touch. Brand new roofs. I think that roof may be circa 1960s as well. I mean, this is one of the older buildings in the district. I think the stone placard on the outside says 1923, right? So we had just finished repointing, old building, a lot of sins, as you can see from some of the change orders that we've gone through, right? But we are really turning over a solid envelope when we're done with here the finishing of the windows. We'll be back into this building in the coming phases, but as far as taking some of the priority needs off the plate, when you guys come back, will really be watertight envelope. More about Central Valley and then get the high school. In addition to the areas where we are converting from oil to propane, we are taking the liabilities out of the district and removing the oil tanks. So there'll be several oil tanks that we're taking out of the building as we go through. So that's just nice, put that on record and get some of those district liabilities put behind us. Phase 2, moving on to some of the future work, which the last board meeting we presented scope associated with Pine Tree. As a design phase goes, that submission to state ed was really more roofs. It was one of the more easier, earlier projects that could be designed and submitted up. They will be subsequently bidded along with their elementary schools. For in this instance, we went ahead and associated the Pine Tree Elementary School roofs, which was submitted as part of Phase 2A in conjunction with the scope of work within the Phase 2B, which was the complete renovation of this building. What we are talking about is roofs, complete replacement of the roof, repointing of the exterior buildings and soffits, in addition to complete boiler replacement, as Patrick had mentioned, inclusive of full building AC. And then when you walk through the building, every single light fixture in the ceilings getting replaced, every single ceiling's getting replaced, fresh air into the building, as well as the boilers and the fire alarm system. So again, I'm talking a little bit about the scope of work at Central Valley as well. That was the work associated with the tennis courts. So obviously the tennis season is over for the fall season. Their last board meeting where we went ahead and awarded those documents, we'll be starting to mobilize and getting those contractors in there to rip up the tennis courts, laying foundations for light fixtures, both at the tennis court and the softball field, and then commission that when the asphalt plants open up in the fall or the spring, hopefully by the end of the academic year, to really turn that over, turnkey both to the school and to the community. A little bit about the schedule. So we're looking to mobilize here shortly for Central Valley. That will be ongoing operations during the day, starting in the next couple of weeks all the way through June. We'll be working with the administrative team to making sure that all the protective services, both for the contractor and the school, are maintained. It's nice that we're going to be doing a lot of the demo operations during the winter, but as the seasons turn and playgrounds start to become attractive, right, all the kids will be running out playing that while maintaining our separation. In addition, there at Pine Tree, really the turnkey there will be around spring break. We'll start to mobilize and getting ready for summer. A lot of the infrastructure underneath behind the ceilings, if you would, a lot of that laying the groundwork for what will be the summer work is really focusing some of the infrastructure, the big pipes for the hydronic and the AC. Our goal there is to really get as many classrooms as we can prepped and completed for the summer, or during the summer for the start of the school year, and then all of the hallways, right? We will not be replacing the boilers. We will not be replacing some of the electrical systems that will come really in time for the 2027. So we could talk about that in further updates, as well as the full replacement of the roof, right? So if we work outside to in, we want to make sure that we've got a nice waterproof shell, at this building, in preparations for a lot of the new finish work that we'll be doing over the summer throughout the school year. Taking advantage of a lot of breaks. Classroom ceilings coming off, classroom ceilings being put back on, spring break, winter break over the summers. And a lot of that is just getting ready for the big push, which will be 2027.
Scott, I just wanted to interject one point too. So with the three buildings that I mentioned are getting central air conditioning, right? So it's North Main, Pine Tree, and CV. Those heating systems were going from steam to hot water. So you alluded to that, Scott. So it was a much more involved process in, impacting almost the entire building with new piping, new unit ventilators, et cetera. And that's really what made that feasible to make that switch. Folks may say, why aren't we doing it in other places, other buildings? Well, the high school is air conditioned already. those other buildings that would not be air conditioned, we're going to look at down the road for future capital work. But when we looked at those 3 buildings and the work that was happening, the scope, this was the time. It was a very cost-effective way to add the air conditioning. And that's why, as Scott will allude to, it's taking longer because it's much more, the scope is much bigger, it's much more involved.
And then the last thing that we want to mention, which is going up to SED shortly, we are hoping for a spring bid and subsequent award for the construction of the high school concession building, as well as the replacement of the high school fire alarm and PA system. That's going to be 6, 8, 10 months in durations. No sense waiting for that. We can go ahead and go through that work, taking advantage of coordinated summertime, summer school and things like that, but that will continue on second shift for the remainder of the calendar year of 2026. So we've got a big 2026 planned, right, stepping up and working through these buildings, and then subsequent fall, right, we'll kind of be back every fall for, North Main being the following 2 years, and then Central Valley being the following 2 years. So we'll be, in active construction mode all the way through 2029, going building by building, operation by operation, and again, making sure that you guys maintain your operational needs throughout. A reminder on what's going up to SED for Phase 3, associated work at the high school we just mentioned, which is the concession, and the work at the fire alarm and the PA system. Work associated at the middle school, we are also scheduled to go ahead and replace that roof in full. That would take place in 27, 28, so that would be a fall bid of 26, kind of getting ready for that next summer lift, and as well as a handful of STEM technology classes, getting facelift renovations, which will be exciting. And then what we are doing here at Pine Tree for the summers of 26 and 27, we then rinse and repeat, right? Then we do North Main, 27, 28, Central Valley, 28. So then the work associated at North Main, roofs, brick repointing, switchgear upgrades, power, fire alarm, ceiling lights, a lot of repeat activities. So, and then last but not least, Phase 4, which again we're talking about 28, 29. The rest of the building. So we'll be back in the middle school replacing fire alarm and switchgear. That's the common nature of the scope at Phase 4 is just any building we hadn't touched at that point. We're going ahead and giving switchgear upgrades, panel upgrades. Some of that stuff is circa 1960s, 1970s, modernizing, code compliance, upgrading, as well as the scope associated with Central Valley. So what we're doing right now at Pine Tree, what we will be doing at North Main, we'll then ahead do in Phase 4 for Central Valley. Those are the big scopes of work that we are completing here in the 2023-2025 capital project. All throughout, just want to touch base on some of the, we talk about a lot, operational needs. We understand that the school is in the business of educating students, right? We're here as a necessary need, but you kind of need to be out of sight and out of mind. So we do that by conducting on-site supervision, bi-weekly progress meetings with all the tasks at hand, involving school administrators as often as possible to make sure that the needs of the buildings are maintained as we go through and build. And again, occupying second shifts, occupying breaks, really maintaining that separation while we are going through and improving the buildings, right, maintaining that everything that you guys have accessible during the normal business hours, right, maintain that such. We entertain the opportunities to work with administrators. We know that the schools have clubs and practices and things of that nature. We're constantly talking about where we can work, what we should be doing, and then again, making sure that the school is ready for the next calendar day. Going through, a site safety and security, we may go through badging sessions, identification process, making sure that the individuals that on property, look are dressing the part. We know that at any given time, they're going to be asked, what are they here for, what are they working on, and they've got the right credentials on, and they've gone through all the necessary background checks. So we do that with all employees, making sure that, again, school safety is the utmost importance. We have presented for you today, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Are there any questions or comments anybody'd like to make?
Not from me. I thought it was very thorough. Thank you so much.
Not from me either. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. right, nice. We'll move on to approval of the minutes for the November 5th, 2025 meeting. Is there a
Motion.
motion? Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the annual professional performance review
Motion.
hardship waiver? Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the second reading of the policy update for item 1120R and 5500R. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Reports from Board of Education committee members. Audit Committee, Mr. Siriello.
We don't have a meeting scheduled for this year. I'll have another update at the next meeting.
Understood. Thank you.
The date. So.
Thank you, Mr. Siriello. Policy Committee, Ms. Donahue.
Yeah, we've just approved the second reading of two policies that we discussed at our last meeting. We have not heard back from the attorneys on the other policies related to this. However, we will be meeting on Monday at 4:45 at the Harriman Center. Again, these are open meetings.
Thank you, Ms. Donahue. Visitation, Mr. Reynolds.
We visited the high school quite recently. We checked out the new boilers and the soon-to-be laid-out lockdown kits. The new scanning in and out, the yonder pouches, a lot going on in the high school, all positive things. And then the last thing we saw was room 203. If you don't know what room 203 is, ask your kids or have your kids ask around. Some nice, great space for our high school students to enjoy lunch in a quiet environment. So that's about it for that one.
Same update for capital projects?
Capital project, you just heard a great presentation by our teammates. I defer to them on any other questions on it.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. OXPA, Dr. Santico.
What did you say? Sorry.
OXPA?
OXPA. Oh, no, I have not gone to this month's meeting.
Okay, thank you. Report by our student representative, Zoe.
Hi. Good evening and happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's week has been lovely so far. Firstly, thank you to Pine Tree for having us today, which is kind of like a full circle moment for me because Pine Tree is where I actually started my MW journey about like 8-9 years ago when I moved here from the city. So last week I visited two schools again, Sapphire Elementary, grades pre-K to first grade, on Monday, November 10th, and Monroe-Woodbury Middle School, 6th to 8th grade on Friday, November 14th, which is a pretty big age gap between the grades, but it went well. For Sapphire, I had around 15 students, and I started off firstly reading a book to them, then quickly asked them a couple questions via slideshow. And for the middle school, I also had a few handful of students, and I did come with questions prepared for them, but the visit was more of a discussion base, which they pointed, and what happened was that they pointed out things that they wanted to talk about, and it went really well since they gave me a few insight about things I didn't even know about. I asked both schools your typical questions like, do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable talking to your teacher or any staff? What do you like or dislike about your environment? But to really hit the highlights, I thought I could share things that stuck out to me. Sapphire students said that they really enjoyed school since they like being taken care of. They said that they like going outside and playtime, and a lot of them said that they also like learning, whether it's about their core subjects or about interests that they have. They also like their teachers because their teachers tell them to have a good day. All around, I picked up that they do like staying at Sapphire with their teachers, which is always wonderful. Moving on to the middle school, the students said that they really do like how security guards there are constantly in the hallways. They mentioned that the security guards help them feel safer and also help hurry kids to get to class because the hallways are very crowded sometimes, especially in the common areas where most people congregate. They also did share that they wish teachers explained more of their subjects so that they could really understand the material instead of moving on to a new topic. Also for the teachers to help them out more instead of just giving assignments or what they called busy work. Also, in terms of grading-wise, they wish that they could see their tests faster because most times they don't get the results back until after another test, or they don't have the time to go over the results of their tests with their teachers to see what they got wrong and learn from those mistakes. They also wish, in terms of teachers, that they would take in time as a factor, since they explained that sometimes teachers teach after the bell and have to write a bunch of passes, or they don't start teaching until 5 minutes or later into the class, and it affects them as students the most if they have an exam to take that day. But good news, students thought that they felt authentically themselves at school around friends and don't really have to mask their personality. They could be who they are, which is great because I know at like the middle school age level, it's a bit hard knowing that they could be comfortable, but they feel like themselves, and that's amazing. In terms of the Yonder pouches, they said that they didn't really mind it, but they did mention that unlocking their pouches does take quite a bit of time and wish for more places to unlock their pouches to lessen the time. And in terms of distraction-free learning, they said that most students aren't aware that they could contact their parents via email, but they do know they could go to guidance to make a call. And most of them had positive reactions during distraction-free learning, saying that it did help their attention spans and like paying attention in classes. They also mentioned that there were a lot less fights this year than last year around this time, which is also a good outcome from distraction-free learning. There isn't a tech desk at the middle school like there is at the high school, where if students have a problem with their Chromebooks, it could be fixed. But it wasn't really a main issue on the students' radar, but they did express wanting to know a little bit about cybersecurity and just technology in general. One thing they really liked is that for their music lessons, there is a certain place where they could type in their student IDs or swipe in with their ID cards to automatically change their attendance that period to go to lessons, so they don't have to constantly go to their classrooms to tell their teachers and run down, and they mentioned that they really do love that. In terms of lunch periods, they mentioned that the lunch lines tend to be pretty long and lots of cutting between students happening without those kids being held accountable for it. They also mentioned that it's pretty hard to leave the lunchroom during lunch periods, even though it's just to use the bathroom. They also mentioned that they really liked their Gaga pit, but there needs to be some type of system to sign up, so it's not the same kids every day having to use it. And apparently last year, that already happened, but it somehow disappeared this year. And also the same thing for the equipment. There should be a sign-in and sign-out sheet for that as well. They also mentioned that many kids don't know that teachers have extra help, so maybe like a quarterly reminder from teachers would work just so more students are aware of that. They also mentioned that they really do enjoy the activities that the middle school offers, whether it's a sports or a club. And one thing I thought was really important that they wanted was to spend more time outside in the sunlight besides during their lunch or recess time, mentioning in quotes, even just for 5 minutes, since they can't really bring food outside. So they have to manage their time by standing in the lunch line, eating their food, then hoping they could go outside for recess. Wanting to go outside more is something they talked about for a while, and all the students I saw were unanimously on the same page about that, and they wanted me to mention, if I were to say anything, probably wanting to go outside more. And those were my major highlights from the visits I did last week. That's all for my report. My next visit is the high school on Monday, December 8th. And in the meantime, I'm looking through the fall surveys I made and gathering highlights from that data to share. Have a great night.
Thank you, as always, Zoe, for a very thorough and involved assessment of your visits. Next up, motion to approve personnel items 15.1 through 15.8.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to amend the agenda to add the superintendent's tenure recommendations. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
It's being added to the agenda.
It is being added.
Yeah,
that is
so it's
the
not on
amendment
here.
to add.
Yeah, so I'll motion.
Second. Second. All in favor? Motion carries. Motion to approve business and financial items 16.1 through 16.6.
I have some questions. The corrective action plan, and it's probably because I'm on the audit committee, I would just like to, it says remind the extra classroom groups that they need to do the 72-hour, make the deposits, but I don't see anything about ongoing monitoring. So it's great if we remind them, but how is it going to be monitored? So that was one, and then the number 2 was checks over a year old. Again, they're going to follow up on the 2 checks, but what's being done to modify protocols going forward? So you don't have to answer now, but I think there just needs to be a bit more of an enhancement as far as the process goes, so that way we don't have them come up in the future.
Okay, will do.
And then I do have capital project change order 16.5. One was 20 pages, one was 9. And I know we had spoken previously about like an executive summary. It would have just helped to know, hey, this is happening because we added X, Y, Z. Very simple, very brief, because I had to really read through the document to try to understand the changes.
Under executive content, there are 2 memos that were explanatory, single page.
All right, I'll look under there, but we had talked about putting it on top of the document in there. So just as a reminder, that's all.
Okay.
That was it. Okay. That was all the questions I had. So I motion to approve unless there's others.
Are there other questions? Or is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to approve committees on special education and preschool education items 17.1 through 17.5. Is there a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries. Reports by board and central office. Dr. Hassler.
Thank you. So just a quick welcome to all the new staff that were appointed this evening. A big shout out and thank you to everybody at Pine Tree, from all the staff, administration, and all of the work that goes into an on-site Board of Education meeting. Thank you. Well done. I, too, plan on having lunch in room 203 in the high school. I highly recommend, if you get a free moment, to go and check it out. It's amazing. This past Monday night was the kickoff to our fall holiday, not necessarily holiday, but fall winter concert season at the high school with the wind ensemble, voice ensemble, and chamber orchestra. I highly recommend to anybody who, even if you don't have a student involved in a concert, the concerts are published on the district website. You must go and check it out. They are absolutely unbelievable, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dr. Hassler. Ms. Novak.
Thank you to Pine Tree for hosting us. I was delighted to see a sneak peek at Finding Nemo, so thank you to the cast, crew, directors, producers of that play. Congratulations again to our poster contest winners and our merit winners, the National Merit Scholarship students, and to the Palumbo group for the presentation. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Ms. Novak. Dr. Morales.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Mr. Herman, Mr. Martin, and the Pine Tree crew for hosting us tonight, as well as the drama crew for our sneak peek at Finding Nemo. I'd like to congratulate those who received tenure this evening. Congratulations to our fire safety winners and our National Merit Scholarship recipients. Similar to what Dr. Hassler had mentioned, I had the opportunity to be really impressed by and proud of our students recently. One of those was our Student Engagement Committee, our middle school and our high school representatives, who are so articulate, so well-spoken in sharing their questions, their reports of what's going really well, and suggestions as to what we can do to continue to improve. And the other was the concert Dr. Hassler spoke of, the chamber orchestra, voice ensemble, and wind ensemble. It was my first time going to that concert. My mom attended as well, and when we walked out, she could not stop talking about how impressed she was by our students, as was I. And finally, good luck to our cross-country team this weekend at Bowdoin and our football team at Arlington as they continue in their championship season. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dr. Morales. Mr. Siriello.
Thank you. I want to thank the school for the sneak peek at Nemo. It was very, very cute. Looking forward to the whole show. Also, thank you to Pine Tree for hosting, because it is a lot of work to set this up for each of our schools. But it is beneficial for us to get around the district, and I think it invites parents who live around the school to come into the meetings more regularly. Thank you to Diane and Carol and all the team members who helped coordinate this, and the food, and the Merit Scholarship winners and Fire Poster winners. Excellent. Thank you for our student speaker tonight, for getting up and sharing his thoughts on Eid and the holiday. The Palumbo group did an excellent job with the presentation. And I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and fun-filled Thanksgiving. Don't overeat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sariello. Dr. Santacool.
I share the same exact sentiments, so thank you very much to everybody, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dr. Santacool. Mr. Berger.
Good evening, everyone. I, too, want to thank Mr. Herman and Mr. Martin for welcoming us at Pine Tree tonight. The kids did an exceptional job. Looking forward to Finding Nemo Jr., certainly one of my favorite movies, amongst the Disney classics, so looking forward to that. They did a great job tonight. It was an excellent preview. I want to thank and acknowledge our administrators for the job they did in a recent probationary staff review, and that's a time where we are making recommendations on behalf of our staff to receive tenure. It is a process that we take very seriously, and our administrators were very well prepared in speaking on behalf of the staff members that were presented at the time for tenure, and I want to thank the board for approving that tenure recommendation this evening. There were only 6, as this was a mid-year review. We had 6 employees that are going to be receiving tenure in the middle of the school year. And because they are only 6, and I know that there are some here in attendance this evening, I would like to just read off their names and recognize them. So congratulations to Corinne LaForge, Vincent Vespa, Michelle Jacoby, Teresita Cueva, Michelle Liriano, and Sandra Serva. We appreciate everything that you do. But we certainly thank you for your dedication and your service to our school community, and we know that you will continue to make a difference in the lives of our students. So thank you, and well-deserved congratulations. I, too, want to just wish luck for our upcoming fall teams that are still competing in regionals, our cross-country and our football team, and good luck to those. I know that winter tryouts are already underway this week, so good luck to our student athletes. And with that, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy some time off with friends and family.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. Mr. Reynolds.
I agree with everything that everybody's already said, so we won't belabor that. I would just like to say there's a lot of great things going on in our districts. Whether you're into sports or academic or the arts or anything, get involved, because it's the opportunity for you all to do wonderful things. Have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Dr. Vyas.
Thank you, Pine Tree, for hosting us. Adriana and your team, you guys were amazing with Finding Nemo Jr. Can't wait to see that. One of the messages resonated. Every time I see that movie, something new comes up. Never stop trying. So thank you for sending that positive vibes. Congratulations to the first place winner and all the kids who participated in Fire Safety Poster and National Merit Scholarship recipient. Mention. Not recipient yet. Good luck for that. Zoe, thank you for your detailed report. There are some interesting and good insights. So I'm looking forward to unpack that couple of things that you mentioned. And have a happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Vyas. Ms. Donahue.
I'd like to thank Mr. Herman and Mr. Martin and the entire staff at Pine Tree for your hospitality. It's always a pleasure to visit this school. I also thank you to the Drama Club for the awesome preview of Finding Nemo. I can't wait to see it in March. Thank you to Patrick and the Palumbo group for the update on our capital projects. Congratulations to our new appointees and to our tenure recipients. Congratulations to our Fire Safety Poster winners and our National Honor Society inductees. And I'd like to wish good luck to our athletes this weekend and wish everybody a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
you, Ms. Donahue. Mr. Cahill.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Pine Tree for hosting tonight and echo what everyone else has said already. And with that, I hope everyone has a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cahill. Dr. Koifman.
I'd like to thank Pine Tree for hosting. Congratulations to the National Merit nominees. It's a big achievement. Fire safety winners, congratulations to you. Capital project is always a very involved affair, so thank you for continuing to pursue it and doing a great job. Nice play. I think the phrase of the day is don't put the fish in a box, it does the things in the fish. I think I'm going to put this one into my book. It's a great phrase. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm actually looking forward to eating. And have a nice evening.
Thank you, Dr. Koifman. Dr. Norman.
Good evening, everyone. So, I too will brief by exception. Great night tonight. I want to begin by just really acknowledging our administrators, faculty, staff for coming out tonight. Thank you. A reminder that we have a half-day dismissal for all students on Friday, November 21st for the parent-teacher conferences. I want to thank the wonderful custodial team at the high school for welcoming me on their team last week for my most recent Super Sub segment. It was quite the experience, and I learned a lot. I really value what our people do every day. So thank you. I, too, attended the concert, my wife and I, so I won't belabor that. But our students are simply amazing. Good luck to all of our competing athletes this weekend. I look forward to making my way around and getting on the sidelines of those events and cheering them on. So if you're interested, check the website to order tickets for our football team. We wish our students, families, staff, and community members a Thanksgiving break filled with meaningful moments, good food, warm laughter. May this time offer you the chance to relax, reflect, and recharge. Enjoy your well-deserved break. And lastly, we acknowledge a lot of people tonight. And just kudos to our student performers, all of our winners. You guys are simply amazing. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, Dr. Norman. On behalf of the board, I'd like to share a hearty congratulations to one of our own, Allison Borello, on the birth of her beautiful baby. So congratulations, Allison. I, too, will mirror the sentiments of my fellow board members and colleagues. Thank you to Pine Tree for hosting us. Thank you to the students. As you all have heard me talk about exhaustively over the course of this time that I've been on the board, play season is my favorite season. I love it. It's like going to Broadway without having to go to Broadway. So I am looking forward to Finding Nemo Jr. and all of the plays that are coming up. So thank you to those students and the Pine Tree Drama Club. Congratulations to the poster winners and the Merit Scholar students. It is always phenomenal when students take the opportunity to do extra, and it just shines in terms of their willingness to do that. So much, much appreciated for them for doing that, and it's great to see. Welcome to our new teammates, and congratulations on tenure for those who have been dedicated to our district. Good luck to all of our athletes, our cross-country team, and our football team. I will say thank you to communications for the board spotlight. My children now believe that they are celebrities because they have been posted on the Monroe-Woodbury social media. So thank you for that. And all of the amazing content. I've been hearing how cool it is. So kudos to you guys for being engaged and keeping your pulse, your content with the pulse and keeping up with all the things that the kids like these days. I would like to wish a happy belated Veterans Day to our own Dr. Norman and all of the folks who have served our country. And happy Thanksgiving. Wishing you a warm, healthy, safe holiday. And as you heard, doctor's orders. It is okay to eat this Thanksgiving. So I wish you all well. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn into an executive session to discuss an investigation of a public official.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to adjourn to executive session. Thank you all.